Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to play with some foam stamps that I found in my stash. You probably recently saw a video I did with the foam stamps that I found with the letters and numbers, and while I was doing that video I remembered that I had these stamps. These are also old, and I saw the sticker somewhere. Yeah, I got them from Hobby Lobby. They were $2.99 for each, and 2004. Actually, this one was never even cut apart. I cut it apart today. I used a couple of them. I think I used these two. They had some stain on them. But that was it, and they just sat around. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, I don't have foam stamps, Lisa, but I'm thinking, and I did look for them. I used to have these stack of colored foam, craft foam. They had adhesive on them, but I don't think you need adhesive. But you could cut shapes out of swirls and just zigzags, squares, anything random, waves, swirls out of foam, and then glue them onto a couple sheets of foam and make your own stamps. I can't see why not. These look like probably the thickness of maybe 2 layers, but I think there is thicker foam out there too. But you could cut 2 layers and glue them together and make your own stamps, or just find anything around the house to make an impression. Bubble wrap, corrugated cardboard, squished up plastic bags. But the reason that I wanted to do these is because for my next journal, I'm going to be doing some of my digitals that have white on the back. So instead of just leaving it white, I was thinking about stamping the back of these white sheets. So I did go ahead to practice and see how it turned out. So this was one of the digitals that I just put out in my freebie. And this is the back where I played with it. Kind of fun, right? Looks like it's just a random kind of scrapbook page. Yeah, I love it. So this what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play with some backs of white paper with these and see what we can make. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to collect the supplies and set up my desk so I don't make a mess. All right, so I am back. I've got my 2 containers of distressed inks because they work well with water. I have a ceramic tile here, and I have a small bottle of spray that I can spray with water. And I pulled those stamps aside for that. And what I've decided to do is I pulled some sheets out. These are thin scrapbook papers that I've actually cut down into smaller pieces, and these are going to actually be for the second orange journal. And I have decided to do the Go Dog Go journal for my second orange journal. The ones that I spray painted, or that I really spray painted, just distressed already, are going to go into the orange journal that is with the fabric. I have those and that one. So I've done all these already, and they're going to go into my orange journal, and they are full sheets folded in half. Now for the Go Dog Go, I have actually taken it apart. I was going to show everybody what it looks like, but they decided to tear the dickens out of my street today, scraped it all down to repave it, unbeknownst to us, and they've been making noise since 7:08 this morning, and it is now like 2 o'clock, and it started to rain, so I think they might be slowing it down a bit, so I'm hoping to get this video in. But what I did is I did actually take my Go Dog Go book apart. I did put the Zutter holes in there already just to practice, but when I was ripping this apart, they were not in signatures, they were just glued in. So it ended up being that since they were glued in, they're all going to be separate little pages that have to go in there. And that works perfectly fine for the, what do you want to call it? I'm going to use, I have my sample from before, the wire binding that I'm going to use for it. Actually, it works better to have separate pages than it does to have more signature pages. So with that said, I'm going to put these back. And I have got some already pages pulled, like some of my digitals, but they already had stuff on the back for them. So I had found some more scrapbook pages to fill this up that I thought were kind of go dog go-ish. And they have white backgrounds, so I figured we would come through and paint some of these backgrounds for these. Now I've cut them down to a little below 6 by 8.5 because the book is a little bigger than a normal thing, but that's what I cut them down to. So I'm just going to take a couple sheets right now. We'll lay them out and we'll go ahead and just play with these. Okay, so this is the orange journal. Oh, that was the other thing. I finally decided to do the Go Dog Go because it had a lot of orange in there for orange, and the flower book could really go with any of the other journals if I wanted to do with the red journal coming up or the purple journal coming up, or just do it on its own, kind of like I'm doing the Who's Got Mail journal, because I think that flower book could be spectacular with so many different floral projects. So that's why I decided to do Go Dog Go for this orange one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smush some ink onto here and spritz it with a little bit of water. And just take the stamps and let's start with the fun one, because why not? Got the circles one here, and don't want to be too squeaky, sorry. And just stamp away. Oops. All right, now these, I think I'm gonna run into a space issue. These had a bit of green on the back, I think. All right. Let's do 2 more. I could probably move this out a little bit. Be careful there. Got a street sweeper going through right now. Picking up the spare chunkage. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to clean this off. Going through a lot of wet wipes today. And let's get a different color in there. Now I also did pull out my distressed sprays, and I got some fossilized amber here. And I'm pretty sure I could do the same with this, is just spray a little on there and go forth. And let's do some squares. Now what's fun about putting more than one sheet out is you can, like I said, overlap it a little bit and be able to spread it out a bit. And put this up here. And I got quite a bit of ink left. It dries pretty fast, which is nice. So let's go ahead and use up the rest of this. No one wants to waste ink, right? All right, let's see if we can pull a little bit more ink off of a different stamp. Clean this one off. Oh, you know, I was going to try to use some numbers on some of these because go dog go, you know, it says 1 dog, 2 dog, 3 dog. There is all right, so let's cut those apart. All right, let's see if we can get some. Let's see if we can get some numbers on you guys. Okay. All right, I think we need to bring in a different shade of color in here, maybe some blue. I did green on some of the other ones that I did for the other journal, the one with the signature, because there's a lot of green in there, but there's a lot of blue in this Go Dog Go book. So I think it'd be kind of fun to bring in some, let's try some Broken China. That's a fun blue. And add a little bit of water to it, and let's go with this guy. All right, I think we need some more blue. And we'll do some numbers in blue. How does that sound? Make sure there's not too much left over behind. Need something big on that one. All right, a little bit of the number 8 could be fun. Okay. All right. Now, some of these have yellow. I'm not sure if the yellow is going to be much different, but I do have a pretty bright yellow. Mustard seed. Let's get a little bit of that. And see how that works. Okay, let's do some random blocks here. Oops, gotta spray that. Definitely a little lighter than the orange, which is good. Sorry for the squeaking. I'm trying to avoid that, but I don't know when it's going to squeak. Okay. All right, I got very little yellow left, so let's see if I can throw a couple numbers on here. And if they're in the shadows and they're not really seen, I don't think that's, becomes more of a background. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world to do. I definitely need something a little bit bigger over there. All right, so should we add a little green? I think green is always good for these. I know there's trees and stuff in the Go Dog Go book. All right, so let's do, can't go wrong with some mowed lawn. Squish some on there, add a little water, and I definitely want to put some on these two because they're the lightest. And let's do some circles. Oh yeah, fun. Definitely fun. All right, let's get some green on this one. And a little bit of green on this one. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit more fun with all those colors on there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let it dry. This is a little bit thinner. I was doing it on some of the thicker stuff, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, I think it should be okay when it dries. All right, fun stuff. Yeah, we're gonna let that dry. All right, we'll do this one for the other journal. And I see something, add some purples and oranges could be fun. And let's start with some purple. All right, let's go with that one. It's hard to tell if all the ink's been on there, but I just tried to see if there's a little bit on each circle. And they're definitely more abstract than if you just did them straight forward, which I think I'm gonna try. See what that does. I'll wet that a little bit. And let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a lot brighter. Oops. All right, I'm going to try to spray it a little bit. Just to see what it does. And we're going to take one of those. Yeah, that's fun. That's nice and bright. I don't really want to put any more on there. I guess we're going to put purple on the last two of the Go Dog Goes. Sure lasted a lot longer than the smoosh technique, I would say. Right? Okay. So you can tell the difference, the smoosh technique and the straight on technique. So depending on what you want to do, now obviously these are going to leave a little bit more ink on there when you do this direct one. And I'm probably going to have to take this to a bucket of water and clean it off, rinse it off. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's do these fun squares in Wild Honey. And I think we will do the spray method or the straight method. Okay, I'm gonna put a little water on there first. And add the ink. Okay. And we'll just, I'm kind of spraying from a distance so it's not like really watering it down, but do one of each here. This is when you could definitely use a huge craft table. Add a little water, see if I can revitalize it a little bit. Okay. And last one. Not too bad. It lasted quite a while, actually. So it looks like you could do it both ways depending on how you want it to look. Now the other thing that I was thinking about doing was doing a little bit of spritz on these, possibly. But I think I want to put some numbers on here first before I do that. And actually maybe go back to the rectangle so you put something in the numbers. So let's go with blue, but let's do salty. Joy, salty ocean. Oh, salty ocean was not cooperating. Okay, I'll put a little water on there. And okay, salty ocean, salty ocean. All right, and back to you. And a little bit more on you. Okay. Okay, put those away, and let's see if we can throw some numbers on here and get this wrapped up because I'm getting a bit colored. All right, 4. Let's do 3 and 4. Okay, green. I'm thinking we should do some greens because I haven't put any greens on here, so I don't think old paper is going to work very well. Pine needles might be a little dark, but so I think we're going to go back to the tried and true old lawn. All right, let's do a little bit of 4. Forgot to put some water on there first. So let's okay. Okay, we'll get the 3 a little wet to start. And a little bit of spritz. And a little bit of 3 there, a little bit of 3 there. A little bit of 3 there. And a little bit of 3 there. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So, I think we've made quite the mess here, but I think I've made quite progress on finding a way to make the back of those white sheets don't look so white. Now, the only other thing I did was I did bring my sprays. And I was wondering, all right, so I have spice marmalade and distress spray. I've got a speckled egg I was thinking maybe using, and then I've got a Harvest Moon, which is a mica stain. I was thinking about maybe adding a little of this. I gotta remember to clean the nozzles off. I was using them earlier and I didn't clean my nozzles off, so Okay, I really should get a spray booth to do this, but that is pretty. That is really pretty. Okay. Like I lost my cap. There's my cap. All right, so I'm thinking do a little bit of the okay, turn it this way just so it has a bit of a different angle. And sorry you can't really see me spraying it, but if I spray it down, it seems to really clump more. If I spray it across, it seems to be a little bit better. I'm spraying it on my thumb. But that is some fun stuff. But I think I might actually do put some of the orange marmalade on here. I gotta open it up to clean the lid anyway, so. Okay, let's see. Just one little spritz of that. One little spritz of that. One little spritz of that, and a couple on that one. Actually, I think I might. Okay, well, put you on there and put you on there. I love it. I love them. Now I didn't spray any of the other ones, and I'm thinking maybe I should treat them fairly and pull those in and spray them. So let me pause the video a second and swab them out. All right, I have them, but I don't think I'm gonna do all of them. These are pretty busy and pretty full, so I think I'm gonna leave those. But these, that was pretty full, so I think just these two are gonna get some extra loving with some sprays. So I lost my mic. There it is. That got a little bit crazy, but I think it'll be okay. All right, let's do that one. Good old robin's nest. Forgot to clean the mica off. Well, I never thought I would be making such a mess today when I started. That is for sure. Okay, and a little bit of the orange. Yeah, I like that. Just a little bit, just to add a little bit of fun. Seem to have lost my, oh, right in front of my face. There we go. Get those inks out of the way. And yeah, I love them. They're awesome. They're gonna be fun. So I'm gonna probably have to end up putting them, after they dry fully, put them underneath some books just to make sure they get flattened out, because they're a little bit, maybe iron them if I have to, but they're pretty dry. Yeah, I love it. All right, let's get this mess. This is an art project on its own. All right, well, that was fun. I really enjoyed them. I really am a fan of that mica stand. I think I only got one of them though. It has a bit of a shine to it. Should be fun on those. Even ones without them still came out cool. I love the shadowing effect of the numbers. Yeah, they're very cool. It's not, I mean, it's not something new technique or anything. I've done something similar to this, but yeah, I thought it would just be fun to clean up some back pages, some white pages, make them less white. The pops of purple really, I think, just added some fun and whimsy to these. I really do like them. They should be fun to add into that Go Dog Go journal. All these single page ones are the Go Dog Go journal. And this one that is going to end up going into the regular orange journal. Truly so much fun. I love how, like, this was really wet when it first went down. How it dried a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, the edge. Gotta love those distressed inks, don't you? They're so much fun to play with. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so if you've got some foam stamps somewhere that you haven't been playing with, or you've got even foam sheets that you want to create on your own, or just make up your own textures, this is a fun way to make the back of a white sheet not white anymore. All right, well, that is going to be it for me today. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I want to see how these orange journals go out and how the Go Dog Go book works out, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when the videos come up, as well as a thumbs up, a like would be great. And any questions or comments you have, I am always happy to answer them. Well, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.